this evening. First, residents of Guyhoc Park are sounding the alarm over crumbling roads and flooding fears, why they're calling for urgent government intervention. Plus, over 5,000 Guyanese achieve higher education dreams through the Gold Initiative. Hear how this program is shaping the nation's workforce. Also, body cams for accountability. The Ghana Police Force ramps up technology to improve trust and professionalism on our roadways. And over 4,000 migrant students find a place in Ghana's classroom. Find out how the Ministry of Education is tackling challenges like language barriers. Finally, artificial intelligence is a spotlight. Global experts debate its role in combating misinformation. Stay tuned for these stories and more coming up next on Headline News Update. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for January 13, 2025. I'm Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, the Ghana Police Force has ramped up the use of body cameras among traffic officers, with Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken emphasizing that ranks must not stop motorists without their body cams activated. Efforts are ongoing across regional police divisions to ensure traffic officers are equipped with the devices to enhance security delivery. Efforts are ongoing across regional police divisions to ensure traffic officers are equipped with the devices to enhance service delivery. These cameras are being used during traffic enforcement, education, and directional duties to promote professionalism and courtesy. Officers are instructed to use body cams, particularly when stopping motorists suspected of an offense or with reasonable cause, as part of a broader initiative to improve operational efficiency and accountability. Traffic Chief Senior Superintendent Mahendra Singh commended the dedication of traffic officers who remain committed to ensuring road safety despite facing challenges and criticism. This initiative aligns with the department's strategic plan, with future updates expected to highlight progress and milestones achieved. We now turn our attention to Guyhoc Park, where residents are expressing growing frustration over deteriorated infrastructure in their community. More from Malcolm Carter.
Today we're here covering the concerns that residents at Guyhoc Park have as relates to the deplorable road conditions.
Residents of the Guyhoc Park community are raising urgent concerns over the increasingly poor conditions of their primary access road, calling on the government to take action before the situation worsens. They are growing increasingly alarmed as their main access road deteriorates rapidly under the constant strain of heavy sand trucks passing through, often at odd hours of the night. The trucks create deep potholes and shake the foundations of nearby homes, leaving residents concerned about long-term damage.
This is not a road for all these big trucks that pass in. When you lay down in the house and these trucks pass, it shakes the whole house.
I don't know if this is an industrial area, but we have been suffering for a long time. Now the road started deteriorating. It has become worse. Nobody has ever even said, let us put a few stones. We, the neighborhood, have to be going about picking up stones and bricks, trying to patch these holes. We all have vehicles. Our vehicles have been deteriorating. Initially, we were able to park the vehicles further away from us, which isn't safe. But now even further up the road, it's not possible. You can hear the sound of a car passing there, and this is what we experience day and night. We cannot sleep. The structure of our home, the foundation is being broken. There is a big split in the corner of the house. I don't know who is going to help us to repair that. We need help urgently.
The deteriorating road, heavily affected by potholes and extensive wear, has become a daily challenge for residents.
This is my home that I work very hard to get, and I'm not going to allow them to break it up because nobody have rules and regulation. Because how here have a sand pit? This is not an industrial area. Why do it have a sand pit? No, they have to take that in the industrial area.
The owner of a nearby construction company that in the past had his workers throw gravel on the roads made a goodwill gesture by once again temporarily filling the potholes during the holiday season. However, residents still have concern about the government not seeking to help them.
from 4 o'clock in the morning. You can feel the vibration. There's several large trucks passing through this area, loaded with sand, stone, and other building materials. They even have a place where they pile and keep the material down to the back. And as you can see, it's almost like a hill at this point. The sand is blowing down, and everyone is being affected.
If you see the dust all over in your house, you must be going wiping out steady. Alright? There's enough concern the road. But one more important than the road, the drainage. They ain't got no water down land and none of them drain. The drain is concrete drain and it's slush from the bottom to the top.
Another issue residents have is that they suffer from poor drainage systems, which they claim makes it easy to flood the area on a regular rainy day.
The drainage terrible to the as the rain brings some smile. You when I tell you flood, me talking but no flood.
I understand that it's for the development of the entire country, but my call is to the authorities to try to assist us in some way, by repairing the roads, or even the trucks that are traversing this area. Maybe they can use covers to cover the sand on the truck or whatever material they're transporting, to prevent less dust and materials from getting into person's house. This is supposed to be a residential area, to my knowledge, and it's being treated as though it's an industrial site at this point.
Residents are calling on government authorities to implement a permanent reconstruction plan. Until such action is taken, the state of Guyhoc Park roads serve as a stark reminder of the community's frustration with unaddressed infrastructure issues as they pose safety risks and daily challenges.
Reporting from Guyhoc Park for Channel 2 Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. We now bring you a developing story from Georgetown, where a young market vendor is at the center of a high-profile drug trafficking case. Here again is Malcolm Carter.
Wendell Pompey, a 24-year-old market vendor from Albaistown, appeared before the Georgetown Magistrates Court on Friday, January 10, 2025, to answer charges of possessing over 2 pounds of cocaine with the intent to traffic. Pompey was arrested following a Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit operation. He appeared before Magistrate Fabio Azor and pleaded not guilty to the charge. He was refused bail and the matter was adjourned until February 21, 2025 for further proceedings. Pompey's arrest followed an operation at Middlehauser Street, North Rumville, Georgetown on Thursday, January 9, 2025. Kanu officers acting on intelligence received intercepted a Toyota minibus with the license plate BAE 7328. A search of the vehicle uncovered a brick-like parcel containing a significant quantity of cocaine. Pompey, who was found in possession of the drugs, was immediately arrested and taken to Kanu's headquarters, where the cocaine was weighed at over 1 kilogram. Investigations are ongoing as authorities continue their efforts to tackle drug trafficking within the region. Reporting for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. Stick around when we return. Guyana enrolls over 4,000 migrant students in public schools, and police seize illegal firearms, marijuana in early morning raids in Northwest District.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown, telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Education has integrated more than 4,000 migrant students into the public education system through its Migrant Education Support Unit, MESU. Chief Education Officer Saddam Hussein shared this update during the ministry's end-of-year press conference last week. The Migrant Education Support Unit, one of the few initiatives in the Caribbean, ensures easy enrollment for migrant children, waiving the need for key documents like birth certificates. Students can join schools near their communities and access benefits such as free learning materials and cash grants. Despite the progress, language barriers remain a significant challenge. To address this, the ministry has implemented over 40 after-school English as a second language classes, a specialized curriculum, and exams in Spanish for migrant learners. Teachers are also receiving ESL training to better support these students. Education Minister Priya Manichan commended the migrant students' exceptional performance in national and regional exams, noting their success at the NGSA, CSEC, and even the University of Guyana. Additionally, MESU extended its English as a second language summer classes and launched its first ever ESL Adventure Camp last year, focusing on regions with high migrant populations. These efforts aim to enhance English language skills and integrate migrant learners into the education system. Continuing on our coverage of the educational sector, the Ghana Online Academy of Learning GOAL initiative has enabled the professional development of 5,602 Guyanese, including teachers, who have achieved master's degrees, while 378 have earned PhDs. Education Minister Priya Manichan announced this milestone at the ministry's end-of-year press conference, emphasizing the program's impact on enhancing the nation's workforce. Since its launch in August 2020, the GOAL initiative has awarded almost 30,000 scholarships, surpassing the government's initial target of 20,000 within 5 years. Beneficiaries come from all 10 administrative regions, with notable participation from rural and hinterland areas. The program includes scholarships for diverse qualifications such as bachelor's degree, postgraduate diplomas, and certificates. Women have been the primary beneficiaries, accounting for over 21,000 scholarships, empowering many to prepare for the workforce while managing family responsibilities. Nearly 8,000 scholarships were awarded in 2024 alone. Other initiatives include the launch of the Ghana Coursera platform, targeting training for 50,000 individuals, and a student loan write-off program benefiting over 13,000 Guyanese. Authorities in Region 1 are cracking down on illegal activities in remote areas with a major operation over the weekend, leading to significant arrests and seizures. For more details, we go to our reporter Malcolm Carter.
Police in Regional Division 1 conducted targeted raids at Tenapwe Bagdam, Northwest District early Sunday morning, resulting in the seizure of 2 illegal shotguns and 52 grams of marijuana. The first raid occurred at 1 a.m. at Randolph Duncan's camp. Officers observed Darnell Lewis, a 24-year-old Venezuelan pork knocker, discarding a black Kel-Tec KSG semi-automatic shotgun containing 4 live 12-gauge cartridges into nearby bushes. Upon questioning, Lewis admitted ownership but failed to produce a firearm license. He was arrested on site. At 2:30 a.m., police searched a nearby camp owned by Roy Gucharam, a 47-year-old gold miner. During the operation, officers discovered a single-barrel 16-gauge shotgun, additional cartridges, and a .223 round in possession of Joseph Williams, a 64-year-old worker. Williams denied having a license and was arrested alongside 36-year-old Lawrence Wells, another occupant in the camp. In Gucharan's quarters, police uncovered 52 grams of cannabis concealed in plastic bags. Gucharan admitted ownership and was taken into custody. The seized firearms and narcotics have been logged as evidence and will undergo further examination. Police have reiterated their commitment to maintaining law and order in remote areas, urging residents to report suspicious activities. All suspects are assisting investigations at the Port Kaituma police station. Authorities continue efforts to combat illegal firearm and drug activities in the region. Reporting for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. Don't go away after the break. Brazil economy race to lower inflation ahead of 2026 elections and California wildfires. Community rallies as winds spark new blaze fears.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with the gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Good girl forget things. What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world.
Good evening. I'm Malcolm Carter and welcome to our regional and international news segment, keeping you informed and up to date with the trending news stories from around the world. In South America, the UK imposed sanctions on 15 officials linked to Nicolas Maduro's contested regime, including top judges and military figures, citing human rights abuses and undermining democracy. Foreign Secretary David Lamy condemned Maduro's presidency as fraudulent following Venezuela's disputed July 28 election. The sanctions target figures accused of legitimizing the election and perpetrating abuses like torture and arbitrary detention. Meanwhile, Brazil's government has been widely praised for reducing poverty and unemployment, but is facing several more economic challenges. Inflation was higher than expected last year, and interest rates are likely to rise again this month. Al Jazeera's Monica Yenakwef reports.
Waves of good news have swept through Brazil over the past year. Rio de Janeiro has seen a boom in tourism. The economy has grown by 3.5%. Poverty has been reduced, and unemployment is at a historic low. But for many Brazilians, the present and future look less bright.
People are feeling unsatisfied. Everywhere you go, you hear people complaining about how they are doing worse than before.
The economy has never been this bad. People just don't have money for anything.
Climate change has impacted agricultural prices, with floods in the south and droughts in the north. But many here say the government isn't doing enough to curb inflation. Inflation in Brazil may be less than 5%, but food prices, these have gone up more than twice the rate. Take these bananas, for example, which are part of the Brazilian diet. They're costing 30% more than the previous year. And this really has an impact on how people here perceive the economy. Meanwhile, the Brazilian real has lost a quarter of its value compared to the dollar.
I've been working in the exchange market for 20 years and have never seen the dollar go this high.
Investors, too, are nervous. They blame the government for uncertainty.
The government hasn't convinced investors it will reduce public spending as promised. If it doesn't balance its books, inflation will persist and interest rates will stay very high.
President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has 1 year to prove that his social policies will lift Brazil's people, or he risks losing their trust. In 2026, general elections will be held, and voters will decide whether Brazil continues down this path or veers back to the right. Monica Yanakiev, Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.
The Eaton fire continues to burn above Los Angeles, leaving thousands in need of food, shelter, and essentials. Donations pour in from across the community, with volunteers of all ages stepping up to help. The fire...
It is the worst things in life that can bring out the best in humanity. The Eaton fire is still burning up in the mountains above LA, but down on the ground it has left thousands in need. They're just trying to get by, minute by minute, meal by meal. From the old to the young, they are donating.
I was here to donate my backpack since I got a new one for Christmas. I just wanted to be nice.
And volunteering.
I just wanted to feel like I was helping.
Thousands of cars and trucks bringing food, blankets and other essentials to this site near the disaster-hit Altadena neighborhood. A few hours of flames destroyed lifetimes of memories there, razing homes to the ground, claiming lives. And for those who got out, leaving fear, uncertainty, they just need help.
They probably don't have money for rent.
Jose lived in Altadena for 25 years. He's a gardener. This was his house last week. It is completely gone now. His truck and his tools too, robbing him of both house and livelihood.
I don't know what to do. I need to work, and I don't want to go to work. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe tomorrow I go to find another place.
And the cruel twist, the building next door was completely untouched. A few meters would have made all the difference. They're small items, but for those with nothing left, they are everything. For babies, for pets, medical supplies.
What you have here is what is almost like a production line of people. They're bringing supplies from all across Los Angeles. Obviously, things like water, real necessities, but also clothing. There's a mountain of clothing over there. So much, they've actually asked people to stop bringing clothes, and yet, still they come.
And as they try to get through today and the fires around them still burn, the rest of LA worries about tomorrow. Authorities warn that strong winds are due to return very soon. With them, the threat of more blazes. 14,000 firefighters are now here from the US, Canada and Mexico, joined by 900 prisoners who have been released from custody to help. Los Angeles is determined to be more prepared for the coming days, as those with nothing left just try to get through the next few hours. Phil Lavelle, Al Jazeera, Los Angeles.
Finally, a two-day conference on artificial intelligence in media has concluded in Qatar's capital, Doha. It looked at ways to ensure AI is used responsibly, but on social media it often helps power disinformation. Al Jazeera's Kulsum Sharif reports.
As wildfires spread in the U.S. city of Los Angeles, so is misinformation. This video on social media shows the iconic Hollywood sign engulfed by fire. But it was fake and generated using artificial intelligence.
Шановні захисники.
In 2022, a video of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky appeared to tell soldiers to lay down their arms and surrender the fight against Russia. It too was revealed to be a deep-fake video. Whether natural disasters, conflicts or elections, artificial intelligence is being used to amplify misinformation, leaving journalists with the task to expose and report false narratives circulating on social media.
One of the things that we can't get away from is that everybody's using AI. It's something that the bad guys are using too. And if you think about us on the side of telling the truth, being the good guys, what we have to do is we have to make sure that we stay ahead, because it's an arms race.
AI is enabling computers to perform complex tasks that previously only humans could carry out. And generative AI allows anyone to create content in vast quantities using freely available and largely unregulated tools. That includes texts, images, videos, and imitations of the voices of real people. Experts warn AI is being weaponized to spread division and hate among communities.
An investigation I worked on personally that was actually attributed to the Israeli Ministry of Diaspora Affairs and combating anti-Semitism. So back in early 2023, we saw Facebook, Threads, the web being used to spread anti-Palestinian misinformation, but also crucially, now this is really interesting, anti-Arab and anti-Muslim disinformation using AI-generated images.
Technology companies are also helping news organizations to use artificial intelligence to flag up deepfake videos and images. But prominent social media companies are accused of taking little or no action to curb false narratives on their platforms.
If we don't care about disinformation in its own right, we're just basically saying that propaganda is fine, disinformation is fine, as long as it's our propaganda and our disinformation. Now, if everybody thinks that, whether it's the Russians, the US, the Israelis, whatever, then it just means that it's open season for information disorder.
Although tools and media platforms have changed over time, journalists continue to report and tell stories. Now, artificial intelligence is adding layers of complexity with the amount of data and content it can generate. News organizations and their staff have to work harder to be able to separate fact from fiction and expose propaganda. Kulsum Sharif, Al Jazeera, Doha.
And that wraps up our regional and international news segment for tonight. Thank you for joining us as we bring you the latest updates from around the globe. I'm Malcolm Carter. Good night and see you next time. Back to you, baby.
Thanks, Malcolm. This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's it to be 2 Headline News for this Monday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.